In Kingston, Jamaica right now with Mr. Caveman. He's a serious music producer who produces for the likes of Sizzla and Capelton. And who are the other artists that you do?
Fred Locks, Ken Booth. The list goes on. It's a wide variety, you know.
Oh, nice. I'm in Kingston, Jamaica for the Island Music Festival, but I just want to make a very good use of my spare time so that I get information from different producers. Yesterday I was with Sly Denver to be on with Mr. Caveman.
Certain stories, secrets, and technicalities are never revealed by an artist unless they are speaking with another artist.
On the program Artist to Artist MonoCast, Mono Mukundu speaks with fellow artists about their careers, lives, triumphs, and struggles.
These discussions demystify what happens behind the scenes in the arts industry, offering important insights for those aspiring to join the industry.
So without wasting much time, one thing I wanted to know is about royalties. Who collects your royalties? Do you have an agent that collects for your royalties as a music producer, or you do it on your own?
Yeah, we have agencies that we collect royalties from. Like we have jams here for the artists, for the producers we have jams, and for the artists we have JCAP. Okay. JCAP collects on behalf of the artists, jams is on behalf of the producers.
Okay, so James is the agency that collects royalties, like airplay royalties?
Yes, mechanical rights and other rights that producers have. James collect on behalf of us.
Okay. In Zimbabwe, our music industry was affected by the economy, and right now we don't have record labels in Zimbabwe. And Mr. Sly Denver was saying we almost have a similar situation
here.
Yeah.
Yes, because of the old colonial pressure that is on countries of black origins. This is what's constantly happening, because when we reach out to our counterparts in America and in England, it's the same thing. The reggae fraternity and community have to always be fighting to have our thing surfacing. It's like from that time till this time, the same pressure on the black man.
Yeah, another thing that I want to know is in Zimbabwe, a lot of artists are not aware of copyright laws. So in Jamaica, are they now aware of their rights?
Yes, because of constant workshops and seminars that is being held. You know, it's paramount that we keep educating ourselves and other people about where we get paid from when you're in this.
I like the idea that you mentioned education. How important is it for an artist to be educated?
Very, very important, because you have to be able to can read and write properly to understand even some of these contracts that you're going into and business deals. You know, you have to read, because there are certain words that is being used within the music
which are difficult to understand.
Yeah, so you have to be doing your research as an artist.
And participating at the Island Music Conference, and I see that a lot of artists are coming. Big artists, small artists, artists from the analog era. Yesterday I was seated with Mita Baruka. The other day I was seated with Shaggy. The other day I was seated with Slice. They are all coming.
Yes.
But in Zimbabwe we've got a problem where if someone gets a bit popular, they never attend the workshops. And even small artists as well, they don't attend the workshops, especially workshops that teach copyright law. And now, every now and then, we're always having problems with artists fighting against each other over copyright because they don't know about it. But what is it about Jamaicans that make you want to come to workshops that way?
It's because of the constant economic pressure that is affecting us. And we see the music as a lucrative business that we can earn from. So we are forced to study all of these rights and these copyright laws to find out how we can achieve. Because a lot of artists and musicians, they depend on the music to feed their families. So if we don't take the time out to really see the importance of these copyright laws, because that's where all the money is being tied up. So we have to educate ourselves. We see paramount that we have to educate ourselves to know how we can collect, because everything is going fair.
There was a time Bob Marley and Banuela said that for them to get airplay, they had to threaten radio DJs for them to play local music. They used to play American music only. So what level are you right now in Jamaica? Is your radio now supporting local music?
Yes, and it comes to people like Bob Marley and all these people that create an example from early, because the struggle that these people from the early days went through to get their music played, it was so harsh that the man them really have to sometimes resort to a little violence or get it out of the road.
By the way, I was saying that he was telling the DJs, if you don't play our music, you're not leaving the station.
Yeah, man, you have to get that serious. Producers have to be doing it and artists have to be doing it until, well, they start getting it now, because, I mean, our people are always a foreign-minded kind of a people.
Well, they like foreign things.
Yes, so, they were gravitating more to the foreign music because it was being played more, so your mind absorbing it more.
Yeah, but the psychology, they have what they call mere exposure effect. They say that if you listen to something for a prolonged long time,
yes,
you end up loving it.
Yes.
Even if it's a lie, you end up
believing it's true.
Yeah.
So this is what constantly happening, and I guess the reason for some of that is because of the ownership of the media houses. The people that own these houses, they want a certain narrative to be reaching the people. It's a Jamaica-Zim session.
Mbira and Reggae.
Caveman and Mono.
Yeah.
At it.
Well, yeah. Wake up, all Africans. Wake up, all humans. Wake up, all Nubians. No matter studies and wake up all. Yes. Wake up from your sleep and your slumber. Don't set out your roots and your culture. We have fought and reached this far, so let us stop all this tribal war. Don't be like the dog that chases tail, doing the same old damn thing and fail. If you really, really want to make that change, just get the whole damn thing rearranged. Wake up, all Africans. Wake up, all humans. Wake up, all Nubians. Somebody start this and wake up call. Wake up, all Africans. Wake up, all humans. Wake up, all Nubians. Somebody start this and wake up call. Our ancestors left us this legacy. Let's guard it with integrity. Yes, we can do it with unity. Warring each other, it's stupidity. Unite the forces. We've got the resources. Close all those borders. Lock out the intruders. Oh, well. Wake up, all Africans. Wake up, all humans. Wake up, all Nubians. No matter studies and wake up call. Wake Yes, we can do it with unity. Warring each other, it's stupidity. Unite the forces. We've got the resources. Close all those borders. Lock out the intruders. Oh well. Wake up, all Africans. Wake up, all humans. Wake up, all Nubians. No matter stories, so wake up.
In Zimbabwe, we had a time when the government put quota laws where they told the radio stations you need to play 80%, 90% of local music. Do you have those laws in Jamaica?
Well, it's the government is not that drastic on that, but the people is pressuring these media houses here. This is the difference. The people here are pressuring the media houses to really have the local music played more.
Yeah, I think it's working because I'm using taxis every time from the hotel to the conference, and when I'm visiting other music producers and so forth, and I'm hearing a lot of Jamaican music on the radio. They'll be tuned to the radio, and the radio will be playing Jamaican music, and I really love that.
Yes, that is the kind of rigorous pressure that we have to put on them.
Yeah,
having this happening now, because it's like everywhere we see it in our society that the white man thing must always be the dominant. Mm-hmm. So it's a decolonization effort. We are really pushing now to have this whole thing decolonized so we can have our thing emerging now to the top.
Okay. And then another thing that really impressed me was that, especially at the conference, and also when I interacted with Jamaicans around the world, because I used to play for Zimbabwe's biggest band, which was Oliver Mtuku's in the Black Spirits. So we used to travel a lot around the world.
I met him.
Oh, you met him?
Yes, I met him in South Africa.
In South Africa. Oh, nice.
Concert, yeah.
So what I want to ask is, I've noticed that Jamaicans are different from Americans in that when an American gets big, they become too pompous, they are moving with bodyguards, you cannot greet them, you cannot speak to them. When you book them for a show, they give you a hospitality ride, they tell you, I want the walls to be this color. They are so difficult to work with. But I've noticed that Jamaicans are very humble.
Yeah.
Very humble. The other time we played in California, I was standing next to Joseph Hill. I didn't even know that it was Joseph Hill, because he was so humble. So what makes Jamaican artists so humble? Yet they're very proud of themselves. Because I've noticed that Jamaicans, they're very proud of themselves. They've got a lot of self-love, but they're very humble. How do you make that balance?
Well, we have to study it, because Jamaican artists, we study human psychology, we study the behavior of the human being.
Wait, in school?
It's like a natural instinct. It's not only in school we learn that. It be by interacting with many different people of many different cultures. We have Japanese coming involved in reggae, we have Europeans, we have so that kind of arrogance and egotistic thing, we find out that it doesn't work, because we want people to come to our thing. We are the ones who are trying to get out there on top, so we don't have time to be having attitude to keep people off. We are selling ourselves as a product, so we have to make ourselves marketable, and people have to can approach you to make your thing become a success. In America now, you have the big companies who throw their money and their weight behind artists there, so they find out that they don't have to do that kind of hard work to be seen or heard. So they kind of have that talkative vibes where, we are the stars, so you got to deal with our way, how we deal with it and all that. We know we have to work with the promoter to make sure, all right, this is in place, this is that you eat and we eat and everybody's nice. And that's why I think reggae music, our music here is one of the most toured music. When it comes to touring, we are all over the world, because, as I said before, more easier to deal with. So That's the reason why I see it's happening like that. America feel like they are the standard. So, and to me, America is not the world. I don't feel like I should bow to that kind of pressure. Trying to please these people to think that, yes, well, if they approve me, you know, I'll be this big. No.
Then my last question is, there was a time when Jamaican dancehall took over and roots reggae took a back seat. But I've seen that roots reggae is coming back with artists like Chronix, Luciano, Protege, and all these other artists. What's the reason behind the comeback of roots reggae music?
Well, roots reggae music is music of the times. Whenever you find these kind of injustices happening in the world and economic pressure and that is affecting people, reggae music is the music that addresses these issues. So whenever the people, as you know, just like what we said happened the other day with the pandemic, it's the only music you could draw for and relate to in terms of what's really happening. The dancehall music don't really touch the depths of these issues and subjects.
Okay. So uses like lyrics.
Yes, the lyrical content and even all the rhythm is being played, it's more soothing for times like these. Reggae, right. So if it's not conscious, it's unconscious. So people need that level of consciousness in this time to focus and really see what's happening around them, and reggae music helps to do this. Reggae music is the music that is used to liberate countries and people from oppression. So whenever you find situations like this increasing, that's when reggae music rises.
My heart is overflowing with a good theme. I recite my compositions concerning the Lord God Jah Rastafari. My tongue is the pen of a ready writer. Rastafari, now you bring bless thy heart. Bless thy heart, bless my heart, oh Jah. Rastafari, now you bring keep I smart. Keep I smart, keep I smart, oh Jah. Rastafari, now you bring bless my heart. Bless my heart, oh Jah. Rastafari, now you keep I smart. Keep I smart, keep I smart, oh Jah. I woke up this morning, say a prayer, brush my teeth and burn a spliff. Jah provide I some breakfast, so out of my favorite cup I took a sip. I thank Jah for His blessings and the abundant life that I live, and for giving I wisdom, overstanding and abundant knowledge. Still I see I keep I strong, yeah. Keep I from what's wrong, yeah. In my heart Him keep us strong, yeah. That's why to Him I belong. Rastafari, now you bless my heart. Bless my heart, bless my heart, oh Jah. Rastafari, now you keep I smart. Keep I smart, keep I smart, oh Jah. Rastafari, now you bless my heart. Bless my heart, bless my heart, oh Jah. Rastafari, now you keep I smart. Keep I smart, keep I smart, oh Jah. I lift up my eyes unto the hills, unto King Selassie, I will give my strength, yeah, yeah. When the wicked come to conquer I and I, in the burning fire, them are gonna be held. Evil man, them lion blaspheme. King Selassie, I am the highly supreme. You can feel it in the wind where you blow hands on your heart of be pure and clean, yeah. Selassie, I keep I strong, yeah. Keep I from what's wrong, yeah. In my heart, Him keep us strong, yeah. That's why to Him I belong. Rastafari, now bring bless thy heart. Bless thy heart, bless thy heart, oh Jah. Rastafari, now bring keep I smart. Keep I smart, keep brimstone and fire time. Yeah, yeah. No get burning on the fire, brethren. No fi stop all the war and crime. Gonna fi open uno eyes and see it. No one like sick or no blind. Yeah, yeah. Revelation, yes, it a reveal. We're living in a perilous time. Selassie, I keep I strong, yeah. Keep I from what's wrong, yeah. In my heart, it keep us on, yeah. Because to him I belong. Rastafari, now Bingy, bless my heart. Bless my heart, oh, Jah. Rastafari, now Bingy, keep I smart. Keep I smart, oh, Jah. Rastafari, now Bingy, bless my heart. Bless my heart, oh, Jah. Rastafari, now Bingy, keep I smart. Keep I smart, oh, Jah. My heart is overflowing with a good theme. I recite my composition concerning the Lord God, the Rastafari. My tongue is a pen of a ready writer. Oh, Rastafari, now you Bingy, bless my heart. Bless my heart, oh, Jah. Rastafari, now you Bingy, keep I smart. Keep I smart, oh, Jah. Rastafari, now Bingy, bless my heart. Bless my heart, oh, Jah. Rastafari, now Bingy, keep I smart. Keep I smart, oh, Jah. Rastafari, now Bingy, bless my heart. Bless my heart, oh, Jah.
Anyway, as you heard it all from Mr. Caveman, so right now I just want to get some tips on how they produce their music in Jamaica. So, see you later.
Give thanks, some more up. I'm coming to Jamaica.